It's like Rhino trying to pull a move on top of Malone on the inside. Didn't work out too well, so he's going to have to hold back his position there. On top of Malone, I think has spun around, lost the rear. Got 5 lates on. And they're off. Let's see who gets a better start here. We got the Ferrari trying to hold it on into turn one. Looks like Rebel and Marsh having a bit of a side-by-side action through the opening lap here. And it's still side-by-side going. We got Nando and Block as well side-by-side through turn one and heading on through. So quite interesting on the opening portion of the race here. Let's see who's going to hold it on through. The Ferrari holds the lead so far through. Rebel is into third. Marsh holds on to second here as it is at the moment. And they're keeping the order going. Nando and Block just behind each other. Not separated by much closer is Jake behind the Mercedes. So let's have a look what's happening at the back there. If in case they get into a bit of an incident, but they're keeping it as clean as they can on the opening portion of this race right about now. Trying to keep an eye on the cars going down to the back of the midfield here to see what's happening. We got Boss, Top and Malone, pretty close gap. JM in the Williams running just behind Top and Malone. There might have a chance of getting an overtake done. Let's see what's going to happen in that case there. Rebel closing the gap towards Marsh as much as he can out in front. Can he get the overtake though? That Red Bull is right up to the rear of that Alpine, but so close, but still yet so difficult to get an overtake here on the street circuit here at Jeddah, and he goes on the inside here. He's going to be able to get it done. Not close enough. He's not able to get by as yet. Mark still holds on to second place. The Ferrari out in front, not too far out in front. Just about 2/10 is what the separation time is. So he's keeping it as close as he can. March there and trying to defend against Rebel at the same time as they get back on the main straight, going straight into lap number 2 now. We're going into turn 1. This is where it mostly happens. We got a Red Bull about to go on the outside of the Alpine. Can he get around? And is having a bit of a difficult time actually getting around there as the Alpine holds him off through, still side by side through coming off of that turn, and there's going on for it again. It's going to be anyone's call who's going to get this here because Rebel is still a bit of wheel contact I think with them there. They're still on track and still side by side racing for this. We got Nando in the Aston Martin just behind them, and he's watching on as that battle progresses through. Jake there in 5th. Block is down to 6th for some reason here. Maybe a bit of contact and just fell on the order there. We still got these two side by side, and this is for P2, allowing Jamie in the Ferrari to get away a bit out in front. He's 1.3 seconds ahead and tries to hold that gap with the cars behind if he can. Let's come when DRS comes off after lap 3. He's going to have a bit of an advantage if he can keep him out of the DRS range. Let's see what's going to happen. Gap is starting to come back there though as Rebels holds on to 2nd. Looks like Marsh had a bit of an incident there because he's down to 5th right now. Jake is up to 4th. Nando is up to 3rd, and that's the order as it is. Jake and Nando now switch it on through. A bit side by side going on through here, trying to hold the position. 2nd place is a position that definitely going to be fighting for in this race a lot here, as we can see Jake and Marsh so close by a few thousandths per second is what the separation time is, as Nando is down to 6th now. Got quite a few cars in the top of the grid fighting for positions. Jamie out in front by half a second. The Red Bull, of course, still chasing after him. Jake holds on to 3rd as much as he can here. And then we got fastest lap goes to the Ferrari out in front. Now it switches to Top of Malone, though, who currently is in 8th position. Mr. Boss, I think, falling down the order, having a bit of a battle with Nando there for, I think, P6 as those two go side by side. Top of Malone is right behind them. Wolf is out of the Grand Prix. And I think that is currently a virtual safety car. It might be switched to a full safety car if needed here on track. I think it's happened somewhere on sector 2 is what, and it is going to be a full safety car for that session. How do you think that would happen with such a track as this one here? Very difficult to clear a car that's been DNF on track off of it, with the rest of the grid still racing on track. So they're going to have to slow the race down quite a bit here for the safety car to now come out. We're going to have a few laps under the safety car. Still happen as we wanted it to happen there. We had at least 2.5 laps of racing before going straight to a safety car here. So yeah, that was one exciting start to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here, PSF1. Current order as it is: Jamie the Ferrari holds the lead of the Grand Prix. Rebel still in 2nd now. Jake holds on to 3rd at the moment. Marsh is down to 4th. We got Block currently 5th, Boss in 6th, Nando 7th, Top of Malone in 8th, JM 9th, and Rhino is in 10th at the moment. Let's have a look at the position changes that happened from the opening lap coming to this point in the session here. And we can see as it is, we know the gaps are going to close back, so no need to worry about No need to worry about what it is right about now. So position changes. We see can Rebel gain 1, Jake he gained 4. Marsh, we know he lost 2 because he started down there up there in second. Put it that way. Block and Boss right where they started. Nando lost 3. Top Malone right there where he started. Got JM he gained. Rhino lost. And we can see the rest of the grid as they are right now. That's the order as it was. Now into lap 4, still under the safety car, of course. So we're gonna have to wait for for them to fully clear everything off track, so before we can get back safely racing. We're gonna have, of course, a few pit stops happening, as you can see right now, with a few of the drivers as the safety car is going on through, especially for any driver that didn't have any damage to their cars. They're gonna have to take a stop here and get that repaired and try to save a bit of time if they can on the safety car. Will affect quite a few drivers with race strategy, of course, at this point having a safety car here, but I'm quite sure a lot of them accounted for a safety car happening at this point in the session as well. So still under the safety car and going on through. Put this over to tires if we can. Have a look at the tires that the guys are currently running on. Anyone with 3 lap old tires, you notice they started the race on that set of tires there. We can see Jamie and the Ferrari started on the south. Interesting strategy there. It's helped them to hold on to the lead though, so I can't complain about that right about now, because they did start on the south. It's helped them keep the lead through and through the first 2.5 laps of this race. And yeah, definitely actually helped, because the rest of the guys were so close behind, was so close to challenging him for the lead of that race. But it's going to come to a different point when those softs start to wear off. He is going to have to take an earlier pit stop than the rest of the grid, or maybe he's counting on a safety car when it comes up to his time to take a pit stop of getting off those tires. So let's see what kind of strategy he is going to run. Might be a soft, hard strategy. It could even be a soft medium strategy getting through this race. Just depends on how much he can push into those tires there, or how much the race lets him push into them. Rebel and the rest of the grid on the mediums there. They of course are going to be running close to halfway up into the race before they do a pit stop. So we're going to see how that works out for them at the moment. Rebel second, Marsh third, Block in fourth. It's going to be an interesting restart here at Jeddah as well. Once a safety car goes in, which should be at the end, hopefully, of lap 5 here, as we're going to lap 5 right now. Because they had a safety car happen as we're coming off lap 2 into lap 3, I think it was. But hopefully a safety car goes in at the end of this lap and we can get this race back on the way again. And looks like Shins gets a 5-second penalty, which she'll be able to serve after the pit stop, after the safety car. Sorry, when the pit stop comes around after that time. So yeah, because you can't serve a penalty during the safety car. I don't think they allow it through. You have to just wait until that's actually over there. So yeah, we're gonna see how the restart goes once we get around to that there, which we should have happened coming up pretty soon here. So of course we're gonna wait for the cars to get into sector 3 on this lap. Then we'll know if we're gonna go back racing or not, or we're gonna have to wait just 1 lap more before the safety car actually goes in. I think we should have everything cleared up by now, so we should be able to get back racing again. Just waiting to see what's gonna happen with that. So there we have it. We are going back racing at the end of this lap here. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen on the safety car restart. We can see the safety car gets around the final turn. He's going to get back into the pit lane. Then we can see the rest of the grid coming back there right about now. We'll see how the restart goes. You see the Ferrari closing slowing down the rest of the grid there. Gaps of course closing as much as they can as they go for it right about now into the next lap, lap 6 here. Let's see how it's going to go. Looks like the Alpine of March going to be challenged by that Mercedes quite a bit here, going through this lap as the gap is pretty close between them. As we can see there, Jamie and the Ferrari getting a bit away out in front, 6 tenths away from the rest of the grid. As you can see the gap as it is. Cars gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting down at the back of the grid there, currently 18th on the grid. So 2 drivers with the 5-second penalties as it is. Got a yellow flag there in sector 1. Something's happened to I think one of the Williams, and that might be legendary there. Is it going to be another safety car? It is. So Legoat is out of the session. So something happened with Legoat and maybe with their legendary is what's caused that second safety car in this session here. So going to be extended in terms of finishing time with this one here. But we got our second safety car going on through. Expected on a track like this. Really can't do anything much about it. It's going to happen once incidents, that's how bad it is, happen on track. So we didn't get to really get back racing there as much as we would expect. Legal definitely upset about whatever the heck just happened there. How much you can see on this board. He's not going to be too happy, but definitely going to be something put in towards with the stewards in terms of dealing with that incident. So whatever it was that happened with him and whichever driver it was, I'm not sure which other driver was involved. It looks like Rebel is out. What happened to the Red Bull? The Red Bull on track there, out of the session, so Rebel is out. Something definitely happened because they're under a safety car. I'm not sure if that was a glitch with the Red Bull that happened, but he is out of the session. Waiting to see what the heck happened with that in terms of in chat there if we can. Discord and whoever might be writing something. Something obviously just went wrong. One second, guys, trying to figure out what happened with the Red Bull out in front. I think he might have had a technical issue. Oh, it looks like it might have been an issue with Rebel's sim racing wheel that caused him to get DNF from the session. Fortunately, happened during a safety car, so hopefully they don't extend it. And he's saying we might be having an issue in the lobby as well. It's possibly it's a lobby issue as well too, I'm not sure. But we'll see how the rest of the session goes on through with it. Mr. Bowles with a penalty. Both Alpines running out in front. P1, P2 and leading the rest of the grid. Let's see what's going to happen on the... That's unfortunate for Rebel there. Sorry, Rebel. Unfortunate that happened. They out of the session. We've lost 3 drivers so far from the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here. That's Rebel, Legoat, and Wolf there. Got 17 currently remaining here, waiting for the safety car to be over. It should be into the next lap. It should be over by then. That's me end of lap 8. I'm assuming. So going into lap 9, we should be able to get back racing by then. What is that message coming up in chat? A lot of weird things happening. A weird time for that to come on. Okay, so just waiting for the safety car to go in to us to get this race back on the way again. Unfortunate for 3 drivers are out of position. A bit more unfortunate for a Rebel there. The steering wheel, the force wheel that might have died or something. I'm not sure what happened with. So just tripped out a bit. Either way, we're going to continue with our 17 drivers that remain right now. Let's see what the order is going to be once the race is back. We started again. We can see both Alpines together both McLarens together there as well, and both Ferraris together, 9th and 10th for them, 4th and 5th for the McLarens, and the top 2 position goes to the Alpine drivers there right now, who of course are going to be trying to hold that there. So Mr. Baz, of course, going to try possibly to defend against Topper Malone, trying to make sure he doesn't get by, so his teammate can keep the lead out in the front. Let's see if it's going to be a team game or not with the Alpine drivers there. Mr. Baz, of course, has a 3-second penalty. So but that's going to come into play as well, coming down to the end of the session. See what's good, that's going to be affecting him or not. This depends what the gap is to the car behind of him as they get the race started. If he can increase that gap and keep it above 3 seconds, then he's going to be fine at that point there. Could get a notification about race control. Well, another time we did need, oh, there we go. I was wondering if they're going to say they need one more lap to get this going there. Okay, so safety car is off. Gonna keep it along with Rhino here. I want to see how the top 5 drivers go after this. You can see both Alpines out in front as they go around that final turn. They're back onto the main street and they're already going to be going for it there as they get going. You can see both McLarens together. Looks like Rhino is separating himself from his team. He's trying to keep as close as he can to Topper Malone going into turn 1. No one is close enough yet for an overtake, so they keep it on the train going on through. And through sector 1 we go here. Looks like Rhino trying to pull a move on Topper Malone on the inside. Didn't work out too well, so he's going to have to hold back his position there. And Topper Malone, I think, has spun around, lost the rear. I don't think he had any contact, and he's falling down the order. That's going to be yellow flag. Hopefully not another safety car. We really don't need another one right about now. So let's keep this going there because he's still in the race, but all the way down on the back of the grid. So he's lost his position, of course. Now going to be able to get that back as we're on here. Lap 9 here of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix of 25. Marsh leads the race at the moment. His teammate Bonds in 2nd. Rhino is now up to 3rd after Topper Malone spinning out. Chunk is trying to fight it for P4 with Jake there. Looks like Jake is currently up into 4th. Side by side going on through for it. The McLaren got it back there, but the Williams of JM is trying to fight him for the position. Let's see if he's able to get it back. At the moment, he's a bit further behind, or 2/10 are behind. Actually, about 1.8 seconds behind. Oh, 2/10. Sorry, that was his teammate I was looking at there. There goes the Williams trying to push him move on the inside, being a bit blocked up there, so not getting the advantage that he wants there. He's going to put you on the inside into the final turn. Puts him inside, but doesn't really work out too well for him. Has turn 1 coming up as we go into lap 10 now of this Grand Prix. He's going to force it around the outside. Can he get it done on the long way around? Looks like he's a bit ahead there on down the straight. The McLaren trying to hold it on the inside. Can he keep the position? The Williams pushes through, and the outside overtake works so far. Goes a bit wide off the exit though. The McLaren might be able to get this back as they go down that bit of straight there. The McLaren on the outside. We got a Ferrari of Jamie coming from behind them, very close up behind. Let's see what's going to happen as that happens there. Mr. Baz out in front now currently leads the Grand Prix. Rhino currently 2nd. March is down to 3rd now. The order has changed out in front for the lead of this race. There goes the McLaren of Chunk right now on the inside of the Williams and trying to get that position away from him. Still forces his through on the inside. The Williams are pushing as much as he can on the outside. The Ferrari is right up to the rear of both of these cars, trying to gain positions here as much as he can. He wants to get his car back onto provisional, back onto pole if he can. I think someone just went a bit wide there. Might be the Williams of JM as he's trying to get back going with the rest of the grid. So we have the McLaren out in 4th, out in front. Let's have a look what's happening with the race lead right now. Boss currently holds on to the lead in the Alpine. The McLaren of Rhino is pushing for an overtake here. He is close as can get. Just about 2/10 is the separation time here, and he might try for that overtake to happen into turn 1 into lap 11. is what I'm assuming he's going to do, either an outside or inside overtaking. Let's see which side he's going to be forced to go around as they go for it right about now. He's right up to the rear, takes it on the inside. DRS is now going to be online, and there goes the McLaren on the inside of the Alpine. He gets up into the lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Mr. Boss is now down to second. Marsh currently running in third here. Let's see what his gap is with the rest of the grid, and it's a bit further on for Jamie here in P4, being chased by Chunk, of course. Droopy in 6th there, a pretty close gap, only a 10th behind the McLaren. Let's see if he can get a move done out in front. Reiner holds the lead by over half a second. He's going to try to keep improving that as much as he can there. Got the Mercedes on Droop here. Droopy here trying to hold on to P6, blocking the Mercedes. He's pushing as much for an overtake here as he can. And of course we got I'm getting another caution happening here. Nander in the Aston Martin, 2/10 behind as he's trying to push for a position as well here. Got the Mercedes really looking for a gap on Droopy, but not getting an overtake done. The McLaren of Chong just in front of that there for the battle. Nander in the Aston Martin just behind, as well as JM and Black Balla there as well in the next Aston Martin. Let's see how this is going to turn out. Quite a few cars in the train going around. Got a few cars going side by side for this position here, and there's a lot of caution happening. A caution down in the back of the track there with Legendary. Jake is out of the session. Nander is out of the session. That's going to be possibly a full safety car for whatever the heck just happened there. I'm not sure if we can be able to even see where these cars are on track right now. I highly doubt we're going to see where that incident actually happened. The Williams here having some problems as well. We're going to have cars going into the pit lane right about now. Be quite a few cars getting into the pit lane at this point. It's still stuck on virtual safety cars, so it doesn't look like we're having a full safety car, but the driver's taking advantage of the VSC to take a pit stop right now. And there we go, it's turned to a full safety car. I was about to say they were hoping for that to happen, because with 2 cars out of the session in the same time, the incident has to be to a point where they have to need enough time to clear the track. So they're going to bring a full safety car out and make sure they can get it on. This is our 3rd safety car here in the session. Lap 12 of 25 are now getting to the halfway point of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Chins is currently into the lead. Let's have a look at tires and whatever else we have going here. So we got Chins up into the lead of the Grand Prix now. Rhino running 2nd after taking his pit stop. Buster Boss down to 3rd. He took a stop. Jamie in 4th. He took a stop. Marsh in 5th. Chunk in 6th. Block 7. Got Black Baller in 8th. JS in 9th. Got Cars currently up to 10th. And he took a pit stop a lap before. I think JM in 11th. Up Malone 12th. Rustia 13. Droopy 14. Legendary currently 15. I think he is now taking his pit stop on this current safety car here. So they're out in front. It looks like Shin's there. 5 laps on those tires. He didn't take a stop, so that Red Bull, of course, we know he's going to have some trouble on the restart of this Grand Prix, but let's see how that's going to work out for him. Be back in a second, guys. Okay, so let's see what I missed. We going back racing, looks like we are. As we go for it here right about now, let's see what's going to happen into lap 14 of the Grand Prix right about now. Looks like we had Rhino and Shinsuke in front of it. We got Mr. Boz and Jamie side by side a bit through turns 1 and 2 going through for that position there. And it's very close off with the Ferrari and the Alpine here. Let's see how this battle is going to go on through. Behind them though, we got Marsh and Chunk, I think, going side by side for that position as well. Looks like they've gone a bit behind each other for the moment being here. So out in front, you can see how close the battle is with the top 3 right about now. 2/10, well, 1/10 now between Shins and Rhino. Those two are going to try and go side by side. There goes the Red Bull on the outside there, the McLaren on the inside. It looks like Rhino gets that position done pretty easily. Shins currently second. Looks like Chunk is falling on the order just a bit there. The Alpina Balls here trying to get up another position if he can. And there goes the Ferrari of Jamie. He's trying to come on the inside, but trying to find a gap is a bit difficult at this point on track here. As he pushes on through for it though, 40P4. He is going to fight for that position. Definitely might be able to get it. Very new medium tires on that car. Shins there under a bit of a disadvantage with the 7 laps done on the hard, but he's a bit rubbered in with them. Can he keep these tires going through the race? And let's see how it's going to work for him. Ball's currently second, Shins currently third, holds the position only a few times of a second, separates him from Marsh, who's running behind. Jamie the Ferrari is so close as well as trying to get that overtake done. Trying to have a look what's happening at the back of the grid with these drivers here. You can see on board with Marsh how close the Ferrari is. Gonna push on the inside for that overtake if he can. Tries to find a gap, doesn't get one as yet. That's not that close enough. Black Baller falling down the order, Tubber Malone down the order a bit here. So a bit of drama down in the midfield as well. Once of the that's a Red Bull into the wall, and that was Shins. He probably out of the session, I think. I'm not sure. That was seemed like it was a bit of a lot of damage there. Trying to have a look if he can. Oh, he lost the entire front wing. I thought he might have lost the suspension on the right side. Tubber Malone is out of the session though. What's happened to his car? And there, oh, he's lost the suspension of the car. That's gonna be. I'm not sure if that's in the safety car. He's a bit off the track there on the runoff area. So let's see how they're gonna handle that one there. It's a caution at the moment as they get around. They should be able to get that car off track easily. So they're back green and going again. Lap 15 of 25 here on the Jeddah Street Circuit for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The McLaren of Rhino leading as it is right now. Alpine are Boss second. We got Marsh in the Alpine third. Both Alpines on the podium places right now. Chong there in P4. His teammate leading the Grand Prix. He's going to want to get that car onto a podium place if he can. Black Baller there in P5 in the Aston Martin. His teammate out of this race, Mr. Droopy, currently in a 6 right now. JS in 7, JM in 8, Crustier 9th, Jamie in 10. The Ferrari is 9th and 10. That team is not going to be happy about these positions, especially Jamie there. 3 laps on those mediums. He's going to try to push for a better position if he can here. We'll see what's going to happen. Cars in 11, but still in the race. Let's give him credit for that one right now. Blocked are currently 12, Legendary 13th, and that's our 13 drivers who currently remain here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Tubber Malone, Shane, Sanander, Jake, Rebel, Ligo, and Wolf out of the Grand Prix. It is quite an exciting track, but also a very difficult track to race on and make it all the way to the end of the Grand Prix. On lap 16 right now, let's see how the rest of this race is going to go on through. So far has been quite an interesting session. 3 safety cars through, but still has been an interesting race going on through. Got a bit of a glitching happening there with the Alpine of Baz. Switch it on to the race leader out in front. That's Reiner right now, 1.7 seconds away from the Alpine. And of course, Marsh here, he is a bit behind his teammate, still by 1.6 seconds. Black Baller there, P4 right now. 7-10 gap, 2-10 gap. Trying to close it a bit as much as he can. There comes the Aston Martin behind him. Let's have a look and see how that battle is going to progress on. But other than that, we got the Haas and the Williams, JS and JM here going for it at the moment, and that's for P7. It's a switch in the order right now. So Williams takes it for 7. JS is down to 8 in the Haas. Crustier too far behind them, but in front of them is the McLaren of Chunk right now, trying to hold his position as much as he can. And yeah, I think he's doing a pretty good job so far. P6 here for the McLaren driver. As I said, his teammate leading. Black Baller with the fastest lap time right now. Got the Williams and the McLaren going side by side. The Haas behind trying to come in between of them. Let's see how this is going to work on through for them. The Williams holds it on out in front though. All right, so back to this again here. With a bit of a slip from the Hansong in the back there, but he's held his gap so far. Mr. Droopy here, sorry, Dr. Droopy here is, where is he at? 6 tenths behind Black Baller right about now, and he's on the soft tires here, so this is a bit interesting to see how the rest of the race goes on. Troopy, how the strategy is going to run here. The Troopy's on the soft tires. We got Jamie just on the soft tires in the Ferrari. We'll see how that's going to work for him. A bit further on behind here, but hoping some of these guys will have to take another pit stop and hopefully he gets out in front of the grid if he can. Let's see how it's going to work out. 12 drivers currently left. That's Legendary is out as well there. Now the Williams of JM here forces himself around the outside, a long way around, and he gets the position up. He's up into P5. Groupie down to 6 right now. Chunk there just behind is 7. Behind that, of course, JS in the Haas. That's a bit of a close gap here, so most of the battle falls here with the midfield right now. JM fastest lap there in the Williams. Rhino at the front leads by 2.2 seconds. And he's on the hard tires there, followed by the 2 cars behind him, both Alpines that is. That explains why they're not able to get the fastest lap right about now, even though they're running out in front. Just on the hard tires there, so they're having a bit of a slower time. So let's see if the rest of the grid can catch up to them as we go through the second half of this race right now. Mr. Bars and D11 Marsh. I want to see if those two can hold their cars on provisional pole. Fastest lap goes to Jamie in the Ferrari there. He is 20 seconds, of course, behind cars. Let's see how the run down to the end of the race is going to be for him, though. Out in front, Rhino 3.5 seconds separates him from Mr. Bars out in front, so he's doing pretty well. Got D Marsh down to fourth. As Black Baller goes past him, just by a few tenths here. So the Alpines are now separated with an Aston Martin between them. Let's see what's going to happen as they really go on through with this here. Across here with a 3-second penalty. Got a few penalties on track right now. 4 drivers at least with penalties in this race. I was just checking what's going on because I just saw it went unstable for the stream for some reason. I'm not sure why. Hopefully that clears itself up. Anyone having any issues with the stream, please let it be known on chat so we can check into that there. In the meanwhile, we're continuing on with this here. The Williams here, 3 tenths behind Black Baller right about now, trying to get a back that position if he can. But of course, Black Baller trying to fight himself back into the podium places here. Both are being second and third. The McLaren leading in front of them by 3.8 seconds now. He's pulling off a lead. That's definitely going to help him stay out in front. Even if he gets a 3-second penalty, he's still going to win the Grand Prix, pushing as much as he is out in front right now. Bars in second, Marsh in third. They're trying to hold both cars onto the podium places. Black Baller there in P4 in the Aston Martin, 5 tenths behind. He's trying to get out of position. He needs to get his car onto the podium place if he can. Williams not too far behind him for another half a second, so he needs to be a bit worried about that as well. So has to just be a bit concerned about the gap with the Williams of JM behind of him here. The Williams, of course, looking for a gap already on the Aston Martin here, which might happen pretty soon. He might be pushing as much as he can to try to get that overtake done if he can. Let's see how close he's going to come to it here. 2 tenths, 3 tenths is separation time with the Alpine and Black Baller right now. Let's see if that's going to work going into turn 1. Gap is getting closer between the 2 Alpines as it is between the Aston Martin and Mr. Bars there as well. So let's see if that goes on through. The whole position so far, we can see Black Baller almost goes into the back of the Alpine there. JM keeping a close gap as much as he can here. And we got a Troopy there trying to close his gap to the grid out in front here. Chunk is keeping busy there with a 5-10 gap. So let's see how much he works out with that. 3.8 seconds out in front. Rhino doing a pretty good job in terms of leading the Grand Prix. Marsh and Bars really want to keep their cars onto a podium place here. So they're trying to extend the gap between themselves and Black Baller, but not working too well as Bars is having some problems right about now. We can see how close the Aston Martin is getting to him there. Being chased by the Williams, I guess a bit of motivation in terms of trying to get up another position there as much as he can to try to avoid the problems with that Williams right now. Looks like Chunk and Jupi might have switched positions there in the midfield on lap 20 of 25 here at the Jeddah Street Circuit. This race is coming down to a quick close, and we're looking to see if the order is going to change. Chunk and Druby switch it again there. Got a caution there in sector 3. Somebody might have gone off, and that was possibly one of the McLarens there. I think that was Chunk, and he's trying to get back going. I think we should be fine there. He's back going again. Let's hope we don't have another safety car at this point in the race. It's going to just spoil some of these drivers' race right about now, so let's hope that does not happen here. As we can see, the Alpines holding second and third pretty strongly here, but Ball's having some problems holding on to third place. Black Ball is right up behind of him, as is JM. That Williams trying to get on top podium place as well. This could be an interesting end to this race if these cars get within a tenth. Well, and JM is already within a tenth of the Aston Martin as it is right now, so he's under a lot of pressure in terms of getting past Ball's at the moment. Also doing a pretty good job of keeping that car where it is, and our stream is still showing unstable, and I'm sure why that is. I don't know direct connections, I'm not sure what the heck is going on with that. Anyway, let's see what's going on P4 right now. Only a tenth between these two. This could be a change for third place here in the race. Going on board now with Mr. Buzz. As we know, JM is chasing after him there in the Williams. You can see him from behind. We have Black Ball out in front. He has got the position. He's going to try to hold it. Here comes the European. Tries to look for a gap here as they now get through sector 3. But about to go into a new lap pretty soon. As we said, a race car over. Very strong run down around the outside. He gets the position up back behind his teammate again, but it could be a switchback as we go into lap 22 of this Grand Prix. Let's see if that's going to happen. We're going on board with Black Ball right about now. Yes, Martin. This is the rundown into turn 1 of lap 22. Is it going to be a change up as the Aston Martin lines himself up and overtake on the inside? Yes, it doesn't happen there though, because Mr. Buzz holds that pretty well true. This is going to be a lot of planning, a lot of timing in terms of getting this right, but he has to get that overtake done possibly on the final lap of the race and hold it true to the entire lap if he wants to finish with that car on a podium place. So that's a Black Baller there. Mr. Buzz is going to have to defend like crazy into that final lap, because I think that's where it's going to happen. But they're still fighting as it is going through right now. They're side by side there. There goes the Aston Martin around the outside of the Alpine. Can he get this done? Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but the Williams coming up pretty strong behind of them. He might be able to get himself for a switch here, even for a 4th position if he can. And so close they are at the moment, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And this is the fight for 3rd in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Out in front, Rhino leads the rest of the grid by 4.4 seconds right now. Marsh is in 2nd place, but leads his teammate by 1.4 seconds. The problem here is that the Alpine of Bars and Black Ball both have a penalty to deal with. That's going to put JM up 2 positions into a podium place at the end of the Grand Prix if things continue the way they are right now. You can see the Williams there trying to still look for a gap to get by them, but having a bit of a difficult time. And we're having a bit of a switch up here. Someone just got off the session there. So that's 11 drivers currently left in the Grand Prix right about now. We're going to see what's going to happen. There goes the Aston Martin around the outside. The Williams pushing for it here. Is he going to be able to get this done though? No, he looks like he's going to hold his position there in P5 right now. Out in front, we know the top 2 are going to hold their positions as is, unless they have a bit of a problem. So JM looking to get his car onto a podium place here with these 2 cars in front of him, both having penalties. It's going to serve him pretty well. Droopy, I don't think he's going to make it in time in terms of getting another position up. Just might, depending on how much penalties Black Ball and Bars have. Bars is now down. The Williams is up. So Bars is down to 5th. He's lost 2 positions now. Black Ball is up to 3rd where he wants to be. He's still going to lose it back to JM. But that's going to be what's 1 position lost if it's going to happen that way there. So JM now 1.1 second behind the Aston Martin. Let's see if he can close the gap and possibly gain a position before the end of the Grand Prix here, as we're currently on lap 23 of 25. Very soon going into the penultimate lap of this race. You can see most of the gaps start to go away just a bit here. 3.9 out in front with the top 2. Black Baller 1.8 seconds behind JM right now, but has that penalty, so no, we know JM is getting a free position up here. He's going to be up onto a podium place at the end of the Grand Prix, unless Black Baller can, within the next lap and a half time, create a 3-second gap. I think it is a 3-second penalty he does have. Oh, sorry, it is 8 seconds. So Black Baller with 8 seconds of penalties. He's looking at more than 2 positions drop here. With that amount of penalties, Mr. Boss would have just been having just 1 position drop, but that amount of penalties is going to cost them quite a bit. We're going to leave the penalties on as we go into the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. Rhino still leading, Mars still second, Black Baller still third, JM in fourth, closing the gap is within a second, within DRS advantage. I'm sorry, JS is out to the Grand Prix. That's the rest of the grid up. That leaves us with only 10 drivers out of the 20 that started this race. We got 10 drivers remaining right now in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix to finish. We should be able to have all 10 finish. That was one of the Haas that just got a DNF there. I think that happened somewhere into turn 1. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. We're just about 1 lap away to see Rhino cross the line to win this race. If he's going to win this race, things could still change in just at half a lap's time. So let's see what's going to happen as we get on through the final portion of this race. And Cars got to give it to him again here. He is still in the Grand Prix. He started, I think, about 20 on the grid. He did not. 19, I think 19 he started on the grid. And he's still in this race. So yeah, got to give him credit for that. He stayed on through from lap 1 up to lap 25 as we head into that lap right about now. Final lap here of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix at the Jeddah Street Circuit with PSF1. And let's see how well they get on through here. Black Baller here pretty close with JM. 8-second penalty, but the Williams finally up onto a podium place, and he's earned that, and he's gonna cross the line P3 if he keeps it there, unless Black Baller or Mr. Boss can get back at him. But Mr. Boss down P5 and 4.8 seconds behind the Aston Martin, so he's not looking too pretty good in terms of getting back a position. Closest gap on track is the one we're on with right now, is between the Williams and the Aston Martin of Black Baller right now. Let's see if that's gonna change. I doubt it might. Black Baller knows he's gonna just get back the position lost anyway, but if he gains a position up, there's a possible chance he may lose 1 less position depending on what the gap is when they do cross the finish line. We'll see what's gonna happen in that case there. Let's bring a few things on if we can here, having a look at some stuff. Positions gained here, and the most gain has been by Black Baller there. He's up 16 positions in this Grand Prix, and he's going to be finishing maybe about 6. He might lose another 2, but 8 positions gained for Rhino there from where he started, and that is not too bad there. As I'm going to switch to him right about now as he goes across the line here and wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix with PSF1 NACS. So not a bad finish for the McLaren driver. JM crosses the line for 2nd place, got past the Alpine of Marsh there. I'm not even sure how the heck that happened. Marsh crossing the line for P3, final podium position, still gets it. Black Baller finishing currently 4th, Drew P5th, Mr. Boss 6th. Let's see if any change happens. Block currently gets across to 7, Chunk in 8th. So it's going to be Cars there for P9 and Jamie P10, unless Cars has more than 3 seconds of penalty. That's going to be another change up. I don't think he did. So we'll have, of course, one final look at the preliminary results. Or so P10 for Cars. Still, he finished the Grand Prix. I gotta call that pretty good. Black Ball, their driver of the day. Gotta give him for that there. That's a pretty good race without those penalties. Even with the penalty, it's still a pretty good session for him. Definitely worth watching there, guys. Like I said, let's have a look at here right now. The results here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, PSF1 NACS. Our race winner there, Rhino in the McLaren. JM crosses the line for P2 in the Williams. D Marsh in P3 there in the Alpine. Not a bad finish for the top 3. Black Baller P4 where he started 20th on the grid. Drew Peter finishing P5, Boz in 6, Block in 7, Chong finishing 8, Jamie in a Ferrari 9th, We got Cause finishing the race in 10th, and yeah, not a bad race at all. So congratulations to the driver who got the finish race. Unfortunate for our drivers who did not finish, but still, let's give it up to them. It was still a pretty good drive for however many laps they did get the race in the session. That goes to JS, Prostier, Legendary, Double Malone, Shins, Nander, Jake, Rebel, Legoat, and Whoop. They still give us some excitement on the opening portion of the race. So yeah, gotta give it to all of these drivers. Thank you for everyone for having me on the session with them, and to Ryan for having me in on this as well. To everyone here who joined us here live for the stream, thank you guys so much for watching, and for everyone that's following us, thank you guys. We appreciate all the support that you guys have given to all our subscribers on the channel. We currently have about 5 of them. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. If you do subscribe to us, it's a way to support us, and of course you don't have to watch any of the ads during the stream. So thank you guys very much for that. Appreciate everything. We'll see you guys on the next stream, and that's gonna be it for the night.